Oh, okay. What a Friday of my life, Alon.
This Walsh.
We got a big Friday of my life here.
Unexpectedly so.
A surprise wildcard Friday of my life. And I think a good place to start is for all the new folks, all the new Friday of my lifers who sent in 2 questions this week. We could take them both real quick. Bontum said, I'm a new Discorder. What's the origin story for Friday of my life? And then Nim Chimsky said, please explain the origins of the thing where if one of you guys say 10, the other one says 10 in a rough voice. We got to fill people in, like catch people up.
Yeah. I mean, my memory is goldfish status, but the 10 thing I remember is, were we like talking about how like a length of time of Moyes like not winning a game or something?
It's exactly right. It's actually very relevant with the Merseyside derby this weekend. It was, I think it was like Moyes 10 winless games at Anfield, you said. And I was like, 10? Like, because he has like 20 winless games at Anfield.
Yeah.
Like, it's a ridiculous number. And then it was just funny. And that's just what we do forever now.
Very dumb. Very dumb.
Very dumb.
The other Friday, FML Friday.
Friday of my life. I don't actually know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I mean, we used to do lineup lambs.
Said it. Yeah.
We did lineup lambs, which was a Friday thing. And then Friday my life.
Friday my life.
I don't know.
I mean, obviously it's the same letters as FML, so maybe at some point we were like, that's funny because it could stand for Friday my life or something. I genuinely have no idea.
Yeah.
And it just stuck, and here we are.
Not all origins. You don't always want to meet your heroes. you don't. You ask the question hoping for something hilarious, and sometimes it's like, brother, don't remember at all.
Well, I'm also leaning on our hardcore Discorders to like go find that episode where the Moyes 10 origin. It's probably, I think the episode might be called 10, to be honest, because we were laughing so hard. And then someone else will know the origin story better than we do. Like and I'll fucking update the glossary as soon as they update. So that's where we're at in life.
Okay. It's been Friday in my life for a really long time.
I think since we started it. Right? I mean, we went obviously many years without having a Patreon episode. And then...
I don't know.
Yeah. Another good question. Another good follow-up.
This could be behind the screen, but in front of the screen. So you're on Wildcard. So where are we at here? What do we got?
So I ripped my Wildcard. I mean, I feel like I should explain myself a little bit here before we fully dive in. Like Shania
to the listeners.
To the listeners. Yeah. Shania had a similar question. He said, what do you think about spending 4 frees versus wildcarding and carrying the 4 frees into the game week after? Does one strategy generally have an edge of how things might shake out over the coming weeks? And the short answer is it's been 1 year since we had access to 5 frees, so we have no fucking idea really if there is an edge. The sample size is too small, right? But I was in a similar situation with 3 frees. And on the Monday pod, I was like, I'm just going to use all 3 frees. Like, Verts is a bad pick. Reuter's a bad pick. De Kuiper's a bad pick. Maybe even get rid of Thiago if he was hurt or whatever. He's kind of a bad pick. And just get all the good guys that I want. Get Palmer, get Semenyo, whatever. More thinking about it throughout the week, more stewing and brewing and marinating. And I was just like, I think it is worth it. I think it's worth it to wildcard aggressively, roll my 3 frees. Puts me in a great position. Tons of resources. I'll roll again probably the week after, barring anything weird. Be on 4 frees. That's where I want to be. That's exactly where I want to be. So I like the idea of like using the wild card to maintain your frees as opposed to Shania's question using 4 or in my situation using 3. I mean, what do you think between those two?
I think that it's such a powerful chip that if you have a few banked and you can use those to make your team within 1 or 2 picks of your wildcard team, that's better than wildcarding. Because, you in essence get to kick the wildcard down the road a little bit more, get more information, get more time. And I think it's also such a marginal game to just like those extra 2 transfers or, you're always going to make 8 moves, right, on wildcard or something.
Yeah, right. For sure.
How many times do we wildcard and then the team we wildcarded out of gets more points than the team we wildcarded into? I mean, that happens almost every year.
Almost every year.
Happens. So it's difficult to even measure it from that standpoint. But I mean, I think it's very contextual because you're also looking at like the longer you wait to wildcard, then the less game weeks you have to be able to use that, like, make all those changes
Right.
and then get the points for it. So it's a very fine line. And I think a lot of it matters of like, well, the biggest question to me that you ask yourself is, if I use my transfers now and then I still project myself to save for a little bit, what am I doing next? And if that's like, I'm definitely wildcarding and it's going to be a better position, then you're better off doing the transfers now. If you're like, if I wildcard now and save the transfers, I'm definitely going to be okay then.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be okay then it's like, so I think you want to still think like one move or two moves ahead, right?
Yeah, and it's obviously contextual, and everyone's team is different and all that shit. And I agree with everything you said there. And for me specifically, because that's what we're talking about,